Tessa from Mama's Geeky here. Thank you so much for stopping by my YouTube channel.
Hey guys, thanks for taking the time today. Tessa
Hello.
with mamasgeeky.com, and we love the show. Huge fan. My kids love it. I love that it's something I can watch with my kids, but without spoilers. Can you talk, because I know that's hard, can you talk about what we can expect, what fans can expect from season 3 for your characters?
You want to take this one?
I was just gonna say lots of character development, lots of new character pairings together, some new jump scares and thrills, family friendly, of course, so you can still watch it with your kids, but definitely a little bit more, which is really, really fun to get into, because of course, what we know about the Jurassic franchise is all about the scary dinosaurs and the scary things that happen on Isla Nublar for sure, and lots of just fun, I think, memories for the characters too. Speaking solely for Sammy, she does a lot of soul searching of why she's at Camp Cretaceous, which is for her family back home, and what that means to her, and what it means, about helping her newfound camp family on Isla Nublar, and lots and lots of fun new character development stuff that I'm excited for the fans to see.
Awesome. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree 100%. The character pairings that happen in the season are probably one of my favorite things to happen in this season, because you get to see all of these new relationships that start to build. I gotta say, the dinosaurs have never stopped amazing me in the show. I can't shout out the animators enough for making such a fantastic show. And I also have to give credit to the audio mixers. That's something that I haven't done in a while, because they are doing this day in and day out, 4 hours of recordings, and they're all putting it together. So shout out to them. And also in season 3, back to what I was saying about the dinosaurs, is you're going to see a lot of different dinosaurs in this season, and you're also going to see a dinosaur that's never been seen before. Well, I mean, we've technically seen it, but yeah,
Some new
that's
unrevealed threats on the
right.
island, for sure.
And I this isn't a spoiler, but some of these threats aren't going to be dinosaurs either. So you might get a little something from season 2 with Mitch and Tiff into season 3. You never know.
You never know. Thanks, guys.
Hi, guys. I'm so excited to talk to both of you today, because I love Darius and I love Sammy, because the characters are both so unabashedly optimistic and excited about everything. So I'm just wondering, how close are your characters to you in real life?
Yeah,
You have no idea.
very, very, very similar for sure. I always tell people, me and Sammy are exactly the same, except she's like a very 10 times heightened version of myself for sure. We both are from Texas. We both, have big Latino families. We're both energetic. We're both fun. We're both optimistic. And we both love to be the mother figures, like the nurturers of the group. Immediately, when Sammy gets to Camp Cretaceous, she's like, all right, everybody's going to be a family. Here we go. Camp fam for life. And even though some of them might not immediately jump at the idea of working together or being friends or talking more, Sammy is not about that life. She's like, no, I'm gonna hug you guys until your outer warm shell breaks and you love me. and for me, I love everybody to get along. And when we started the show and the show was getting close to premiering, I started a group chat with all of us together, and we celebrate out, remind everybody of people's birthdays, and we'll send each other articles about the show or fan art or fan theories that we find funny. And I just love that. Sammy and I are very, very similar. I'm so lucky to get to voice her.
Yeah, and I have to agree with Raini all the way. Our characters are like on a whole other level of being compared to us. One thing that I definitely feel like I take from Darius is his optimism also. And also the feeling of wanting to keep people happy and always bring a smile to people's faces. Darius has definitely done that, sometimes to a point where he's made some extremely terrible jokes. But yeah, and I also feel like I try to bring the perseverance that Darius has into my life, because I know that, like, if I'm ever so lucky to voice a character that has this will and this leadership, despite having the fear to do so. I know that I will get more stuff done in my lifetime and in my day. And it's just, all of these characters are so inspiring because they bring all of these positive qualities that everybody needs in life.
Yeah, absolutely. You can feel the enthusiasm. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
So let's stay on the character topic, because I want to know how you get into the character when you're about to record. I mean, you're being chased by big dinosaurs and stuff. How do you get into character to voice that?
Yeah, you start with a lot of tea. You have to get a lot of tea, a lot of throat coat tea, chamomile tea, peppermint tea, to get ready for all the screaming that you're about to do. Guarantee every episode you're screaming like crazy. And it's actually a joke when we get to go, oh, we're not screaming in this scene. Okay, that's nice. Or, oh, we're not running. Woo, great, because I forgot to stretch this morning. It's quite funny to be in a booth all by yourself right now during quarantine when we're, sort of separated and recording in our own booths. I have to warn my family, hold the dog back. I'm about to start screaming in like 2 scenes, so nothing's happening. It's just me by myself in my living room, running from dinosaurs that I don't actually see.
So you're recording from home through this too?
Yes. I'm in my living room. This is my recording booth right now, actually. It's made out of PVC pipe and furniture moving blankets. And we literally just built it in the corner of our living room. And I'm in Texas right now. So I was able to record a lot of season 3 here. So it was really fun to scream in the middle of nowhere in my living room and just kind of, like I said, I tell my family, either y'all can leave or y'all can stay, but I will be screaming and heavy breathing for most of it. You just gotta work on your breathing exercises to get through it all.
Yeah. And I think that before quarantine, I had always, like Raini was saying, I had always had to get tea before I went into a session because I knew I was going to be screaming and breathing and all of this crazy stuff. To the point where one of the recording places that we went to, they're like, hey, do you want the usual? And I'm like, wait, what's the usual? And they're like, oh, what you always get, peppermint throat coat tea. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know there was a usual. Okay, yeah. So it's like getting into characters definitely, it's a crazy process because, you never run from dinosaurs in real life. I mean, not that I know of, but, yeah, and I definitely feel like getting into character is really fun too, because on top of like this screaming and yelling, there's also you also get the sense of camaraderie from all of the campers that are at Jurassic World, and building those relationships is the most fun thing that I've ever done on this show.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being with us today. Enjoy the show with my kids. So thank you very much.
Thank you guys for watching.
I'm sorry?
Thank you guys for watching.
Oh, please. It's fun. We're always looking for family things to do. So that's good. So what sort of fun, exciting things can your viewers expect from season 3? You've been doing it for a while now. So what makes this one so awesome?
Man.
So many fun things for sure. We touch up on, some more character development for the kids. We really get to know, who they are at their core, really, especially in season 3. There's a lot of fun pairings that get to happen. We've bonded and formed our friendships of season 1 and season 2, but season 3 is kind of a little bit of shakeup of, people getting to know other characters. Sammy, for instance, gets to have a little bit more fun with Kenji, which we haven't really seen this past 2 seasons. So for them to sort of get to act like the goofballs and laugh and make jokes and things like that is really fun to see. I feel like we've come a long way between Sammy and Brooklyn from season 1, when, of course, they were fighting a lot because of Sammy stealing her phone and things like that. In season 3, we get to see them sort of band together and do some detective work on the island to see what's going on. And then, of course, Sammy and Yasmina just continue on their friendship and building it to make it stronger. Definitely some new jump scares and thrills, but also some really nice emotional tug at the heartstrings moments as well, which is what I think makes a well-rounded show. We get to see the kids have a lot of fun being kids, but also get to see them in their most vulnerable moments, because of course, at the end of the day, they're trying to get off an island that's overrun by dinosaurs. So we get to see all that happen at one time.
Yeah, I definitely have to say, like, the relationships between these characters are. I think was I the only one that heard that?
I heard it too.
No, you weren't the only one. It's not
okay.
just you.
Okay, just making sure. But yeah, I definitely feel like the relationships with these characters are like one of my favorite things about the season, because in seasons 1 and 2, they never really got a break from, you know, running from dinosaurs and trying to stay alive. And in season 3, it's their family / friendship kind of gets cemented a little bit. Another thing in season 3 is this new crazy E750 dinosaur that's coming out. It's still my favorite thing about this season by far. I gotta say, like Raini was saying, there's some small little jump scares here and there that definitely like immerse you. The animation is just phenomenal. It is spectacular in the season. It just keeps getting better. But yeah, definitely the one thing that I love about the season is how the characters develop, because they face a lot of them face things that they've gone through but haven't really addressed. And that also goes to show the relatability with this show, because sometimes as humans, we refuse to go back at things that we might regret or that we might have been traumatized by. And seeing something like this happen in that season, to go back and reflect on what's happened before, it's like, it just warms my heart every time.
Thank you.
Hello again.
Hello.
I want to ask about your characters as well, because like you guys, we've already talked about just how positive they are and how great they are. Love both of the characters, honestly. Two of my favorites in the whole show, to be honest.
Thank you.
But I'm curious, what do you want people, kids especially, but families in general, to take away from your characters?
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, bud.
The one thing that I always want people to take away from characters like Darius and Sammy, and things that I take away myself, are their optimism in the worst of circumstances. In season 3, we see a lot of stuff happen with these characters. Darius is going through some major conflict that we had seen in season 1 and season 2. Sammy has a really big scare this season that of course I can't go into, but it's the level of like optimism and kind of like friendship and family that we see in specifically this season, it starts to get cemented in this season. And that's one thing that I always want to take away. Raini was saying this earlier, is the teamwork building that also comes with this show, because they're all from totally different backgrounds, and they've figured out this way to thrive and survive with each other and still have fun despite being on this crazy dinosaur island where dinosaurs are constantly chasing them. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Paul. It's something really special to be a part of this show. We have 6 amazing characters that all have the opportunity to teach so many different things from their own backgrounds and from their own personalities. Speaking solely about Sammy, you know, she's all about strength. She's all about helping people and being optimistic about it, that there is a way out and we will get off the island. And as long as we stay together and you know, work together and be a family, we can get off this island together. And some of that is touched up on in season 3, questions about what if they get off the island, what happens next. And Sammy doesn't think that far ahead. In that moment, she's very much, no, together we will survive and together we will be. And that's sort of how she is. And I think also we have such strong female characters as well, which is super fun to see. Not only just from, you know, different ethnicity backgrounds, but just different personalities, and watching them all, you know, mixed together. Sammy's all about strength. She's all about being herself and not being afraid to show who she is. And I know, speaking of Darius's character, personally, my nephew, he's 4. And he tells everybody his favorite character is Darius. And when you ask him why, and you know, he's like, oh, because Darius is the leader, and Darius knows all about the dinosaurs, and Darius is so smart. And for him to pick up on that at such a young age and realize, you know, who Darius is, and to feel what he feels and know that he wants to be like that, I think is something truly special. And I feel like our writers do such an amazing job of writing for all of our characters and then showcasing all of their different strengths and their weaknesses and where they can grow as people. And to show real life conflict between 6 kids that are trapped on an island together that have no choice but to band together because they definitely won't make it by themselves, and to showcase that camaraderie and that friendship together of their personalities and things like that. I think is something really special to get to see. And in season 3, we get to see a lot of that. So I'm very, very excited to hear how the fans respond to it.
Yeah.
And I have to add on,
Yeah,
sorry,
go
I
for
have to add on one more thing. Is one thing that people don't really realize about this show is all of these characters have this underlying feeling of like courage in everything that they're going through, because being on this island for quite a long time, you have to, it's hard to think about like how much these characters have to persevere through and how much courage they have to have despite being in life-threatening danger every hour of every day. So I feel like that's definitely something that I've always wanted other people to learn from these 6 characters, is to always persevere. And even though you might have fear, boldness and bravery and courage is looking fear in the eye and going past it. So yeah, I'm definitely excited for people to see that, especially in season 3.
Yeah.
There's a
That's
lot
good.
of that. The kids are going to go through a lot of that this season. So it's
Yeah.
going to be fun to watch them, face that and sort of go through their inner conflict of what they're going to do. I mean, they are only like 12 and 13 years old. So
Listen, they're braver than me. I'd be hiding the whole time. I'd find one spot. That's where I would stay. That's all I would do.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
I mean, you were talking about the franchise and just being a part of it. And so many people from the movies is a part of this, right? From the original movies, Steven Spielberg. So that's what I wanted to ask. Have you ever met him or got to work with him or get advice from him or anything like that?
Oh my gosh. I remember my mom is always telling me, like, always dress right because you never know if Steven or somebody is going to be in the booth that day. But I mean, I don't entirely know specifically, because my mom, back when we were recording in the booth, my mom was actually telling me about how I was like walking into the booth and I was passing all of these famous people like Tom Kenny and all of these like crazy voice actors. Mm-hmm. And I was like, it was insane because like this one time I sat down and I was sitting next to Frank Welker and I had no idea who he was. And for those who don't know who Frank Welker is, he's the voice of, Scooby-Doo, Curious George, all these crazy like shows. But I don't know. I might have seen him, but I wouldn't remember.
I would know if Steven Spielberg was in my booth, and he was not. He has not been yet. Steven, if you're watching this, please come visit us when we're recording. We would incredibly be so grateful if you could just come see us in person. Huge fans. Love what you've done with the franchise. Thank you for hiring us. Big fan. No, it is.
And surprise, he's here. No.
Steven. Amanda's like, I called some people. Steven's on his way. No, my mom tells me the same thing. She's always like, always, dress appropriate. You never know who might be there. Steven could show up one day. We've definitely heard great feedback from his whole team and his whole department of just, their love for the show and how it exceeded expectations, and they're so excited, and we love hearing that sort of thing and that motivation to get us excited about the show and whatnot. I mean, just the legendary names behind it by itself is, I mean, that's just one of the reasons why we are so excited to be a part of this show. It's truly, truly special, and to have such iconic names behind this franchise is like, I mean, it's just wild. To me, it's just wild to be a part of this.
Definitely.
So hi again.
Hi.
I think one of the reasons the show works, there's kind of 2 main ones: the diverse, amazing group of main characters, and then the fact that the show is not afraid to go dark and get a little violent. It doesn't kind of baby step around the fact that you guys are out there, being chased by dinosaurs. just wondering, are we going to get more of that? How deep does it go in season 3?
I'm sorry, I can't help but laugh at
Yeah.
that.
Season 3 is all about that for sure. Season 3 takes it to a whole nother level. Absolutely. We've been very lucky to be able to tell the stories that our writers have wanted to tell and add, make our little mark in the Jurassic franchise world. So to be able to provide some, extra fun scares and thrills and new threats that we get to reveal on our show, because again, you have so many different dinosaurs that are being discovered even to this day. So to see what they've done in the original movies, the Jurassic World movies now, the books, the comic series, all these type of things that they've had, and to be able to say like our show can add an extra scare or two into the franchise to make like iconic dinosaurs or iconic moments is so cool. Season 3 is definitely full of those moments for sure. I mean, every season so far we've seen the kids try to get off the island, and I feel like this season especially, it's a bigger threat than they've ever imagined that is coming towards them. That's going to motivate them even more. And a lot of the times that we've seen, like in season 2, for season 3, some of the threats might not necessarily be dinosaurs. It could be other things that are on the island itself. And I'm really excited for the fans to get to see that and go on that journey with us.
And one thing that I love about the show is it's like you said, it's not afraid to like get to the darker side of things. And I also feel like it's good preparation for opening up the younger generation to the Jurassic franchise, because it's not overly, it's not, gory or violent. Like it has some qualities, but it keeps it general to where kids can also watch it and love it too. But I also feel that like it opens up younger generations to some of the more not difficult to watch, but like some of the more out there stuff in the normal Jurassic Park and Jurassic World movies. And I'm just so happy to be a part of something that can open up the door to something as amazing as this franchise. And in season 3, there are a lot of jump scares. They're not too bad. They're just like here and there, but man, I can't wait for you guys to see season 3, because again, I'm always going to shout out the animators and the writers who did such an amazing job creating this show. And like, we wouldn't be here without them. So thank you guys so much.
Yeah, for sure. Season 3, the stakes are definitely higher than they've ever been. So that's what I'll leave you with.
Yeah, I'm excited for everybody to get a chance to see season 3 too. Thank you so much.
Hello again.
Hello.
So I'd love, and it's sort of like a basic question, but I'd love to know what you love about the series and what you love about being a part of the Jurassic franchise.
The first thing that always comes to mind when people ask me what I love about this show is the people that came together to create this show. Because from all of these, even the cast came from all of these different backgrounds. Literally everybody in the cast is a different ethnicity. And the themes of this show always make me feel like, always like fill me with pride, because of like, the themes of girl power and people from different places accomplishing all of these things together. It's definitely something that we really need in the world right now. That's my answer.
First of all, I agree with Paul 100%. I love that we all come from different diverse backgrounds and we're able to showcase so many different types of personalities working together for a common goal. But I also love the fact that this show could be categorized as action adventure, but also family style. I love that. I have 10 nieces and nephews myself. So to be able to find something that we all can watch together that has, just enough thrills and scares, but also still has that family aspect of it behind it, I think is really, really special. And I think my favorite part of the whole as a franchise is, in all the different Jurassic movies that we've seen, kids are in the movies and they have important parts, but they've never been the main focal point. And in Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous, the show is all about the kids. It's about 6 kids on an island who are stuck. And it shows what they would do. I mean, these are young kids. We're talking like 12 to 16 years old, of what they would do and how they would fight to stay alive and try to get off and move forward and band together. And I love being able to showcase that kids can do anything if they put their minds to it. Mind you, I wouldn't recommend going and getting trapped on an island full of dinosaurs. But if you did, I think we have some good tips for you guys for sure in our show. But I love the whole action adventure family aspect of it. That to me just makes me so happy to be a part of it, because then I know a lot of families can watch it together and laugh and cry with it and get super excited like we do when we're recording it.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to all of my monetary supporters, my members here on YouTube, as well as my patrons. If you haven't joined yet, please consider doing so. We have some really awesome perks, including a monthly Zoom meeting where we get to talk face to face. Thank you again to everyone who supports me.